Alright, welcome back everyone. So I finally got the rep I needed to get to the next renown level for the Valdrakken Accord. Which means I then got this quest to pop up. Marithra, the current leader of the Green Dragons, wishes for you to meet her in the Emerald Gardens. Draconoid emissaries from the Azure Flight have come to learn about the gardens. Things have not always been peaceful with the Blue Dragons, so it is important to her that relations are kept cordial and positive. She is on her perch above the shady sanctuary in the Emerald Gardens at Marithra's watch.
Welcome to the Emerald Gardens, Rymek.
Thank you, Lady Marithra.
The gardens of the Green Dragonflight are a tantalizing important place. There are many secrets here. Who are you? I am Rymek. I have come to the Emerald Gardens to learn more about the Green Dragonflight and their charge. Lady Marithra has ever so kindly granted me access to these wondrous groves. Thank you for coming, PapaNeeks. My guests are eager to see the Emerald Gardens, and I am pleased to host them. Shall we get started?
May your dreams be peaceful.
Rymek was sent here by the Blue Flight to learn about and protect our gardens. I'm glad for their support. We are few in number and our losses have been great. The Blue Dragonflight commands powerful magic, so we can learn a great deal from each other. Come, let us demonstrate the Green Dragonflight's important role here in the Dragon Isles.
I look forward to seeing the wonders of these groves.
The Emerald Gardens are a place of beauty and rest. Meet us down at the Repose, my friend. Hello, champion.
Welcome to the Emerald Gardens, the ancient home of my flight in the Dragon Isles.
May your dreams be peaceful.
It is so peaceful here. This is Somnicus's favorite place to rest, but he has been morose since his son was killed in the centaur attacks. But we shall focus on the present. Let us show Rymek our purpose here in the groves.
Is it time to
By the way, if you're trying to remember who she's referring to, remember when we were going through this story here in the Onaran Plains, the trick ambush that they tried to pull on the Green Dragons to try and kill Marithra. One of the two dragons that were with her flew in front of her to take the shot for her, which killed him. So that's who she's referring to.
Rest well.
The Primalist attack left its mark on the Emerald Gardens. I wish to see it grow and flower once again. In this part of the garden, we have an overabundance of lashers. Their seeds can be used by the Sisters of the Garden to cultivate vegetation in those damaged glades. Thin out the lashers to collect their seeds, and then give those seeds to the Sisters. They sometimes struggle to inflict harm on any creature, even when it is in the best interest of the gardens overall.
Is it time to go already?
There are many ways to keep the gardens safe, and we have allies to help us. A few ancients rest dormant in these glades. They are giant trees sworn to defend the forest and the creatures within. Use this fragment of my breath to wake them.
What realm does the Green Dragonflight protect? Nature?
We also guard and nurture the Emerald Dream and all that grows within it.
Oh, I thought he was going to respond to that, like, the Emerald Dream? I've heard only stories about such a place. Just want to point out, I actually lit myself on fire underwater. Because of course I did.
It's too far away.
Just saying.
I need a target.
Takes me back to my days in Val Shara. Man, I'm just having horrible drops with the lashers right now.
I need to get closer. I can't carry any more of those.
Wait, do I have enough, actually? I guess I have to turn them in first? Interesting. It says I need to deliver 12, but apparently I could only carry 11.
I can't carry any more of those.
Alright, let me, where are the sisters? Alright. I have 12. There are the sisters.
Strange. Something killed this guardian before it had a chance to awaken.
It must be difficult at times to continue your work without your aspect.
It is oft times a heavy burden, but we grow stronger every day, and we are not alone. What would you ask of me? May your dreams be peaceful.
Thank you. Do not fear. The lashers always grow back at a remarkable rate. Their numbers will rebound quickly.
Rest well.
One of the ancients was slain? By frost? This does not bode well. We must be alert. The Primalists could be preparing another assault on the garden.
May your dreams be peaceful.
The Green Dragonflight has many duties, not solely in the tending of the garden. We also defend the Emerald Dream, and some extend their attention even further. My son, Garethus, for example, has always had interests in all kinds of magic. You and Rymek should seek him out to see what he is working on and help where you can.
My son Garethus is engaged in a sensitive magical project. Perhaps you can help him, Rymek.
I would be delighted.
Huh. He's using the Mage Disc mount. Which Jaina also used in the raid in BFA.
What have you dreamed lately?
Welcome. I appreciate that my mother has been interested in my research, even if it is a little far-fetched. Though I'm sure Rymek, as an emissary of the Blue Flight, will have a much greater understanding of magic than I do. I hope that we can make some real progress. Let's begin.
Please.
We may have only recently returned to the Emerald Gardens, relatively speaking, but we carry our long-lasting feelings with us. Many of us are still reeling from the death of Ysera, my grandmother, including myself. I wish I had gotten to spend more time with her, and to learn more from her. What amazing things she has seen in her life. In places like the Emerald Gardens, when we shed tears, they can crystallize and carry great power within them. I have an idea for how this galvanized grief could help us.
Our tears will look like crystals under the trees. You'll know them when you see them.
Your tears absorb your flight's power.
I have noticed that these...
Yes. Once that power is harnessed, I believe their magic can be used to call Ysera. It's just a theory, though.
I mean...
Tell me more.
Garethus, I could also just go back to the Shadowlands and talk to her for you. I'm just saying, I can literally just go through a portal back to the Shadowlands, head over to Ardenweald, and chat with her. I'm just saying, pal. You give me the word, and I'll head on over there and go chat with her on your behalf, alright? And I'll be like, hey, your grandson says hi. He wants, so... Anyways, I have noticed that these gardens have rather diverse defenses, from the dragons to the dragonoid and ancients, and even the wildlife. But there is one defender that seems to have become rather too zealous in its protectiveness. It even tried to swoop at me when I arrived. And since we know something has been killing within these groves, it cannot hurt to be too cautious. Unfortunately, this creature must be slain before it can do more damage. Really? Apparently these prowlers are at every single one of these tiers. Now see, I didn't mean to kill that little Slyvern kit there. That was the explosion from that Urzul that did that. Not me. But that's probably going to count towards my critters killed count. Which I have killed a surprisingly large amount whenever I have submitted my characters to WoW's Twitter page. It's like, look, I'm just trying to get these crystallized tears here, man. You guys don't have to attack me every time I go after one of them, but look at that. There's one near each of them. This one just happens to be dead. Alright, well, there's the grove town I gotta take down. Almost missed the one right next to her. Alright. By the way, what is with that... what looks like a bronze portal there? The gardens are more peaceful already, are they not? You are quite capable, Blood Elf.
Find anything interesting?
These are beautiful examples. Now let's see what we can do.
Farewell.
Based on my research, I believe there's a way to reestablish Ysera's ties to the Emerald Dream so we can bring her closer to Azeroth. When Ysera died, the Winter Queen used her own power to restore her in Ardenweald. For now, she is bound there. But I think if we can just get Ysera over into the Emerald Dream, we can use these anchors to keep her there. But I'm getting ahead of everything. First, we have to infuse these anchors with the power of those emerald tears.
Sweet dreams. Once Ysera has crossed out of the realms of death, I believe the power of these anchors will help her remain in the dream.
But the dreamer is dead, my friend. How do you plan to bring her back?
That I don't know, but I'm confident that I can figure out a way. Even now, Tyrande and Malfurion are exploring the depths of Ardenweald, searching for possibilities.
Hello again. Have your discussions been enlightening?
Hello, Mother. I was just telling Rymek about my theory. Welcome.
So what is your theory about Ysera? As the Dreamer, Ysera has immense power over the Emerald Dream. I guess since she died, we haven't really had a Dreamer. Anyway, nature spirits from Azeroth who go to Ardenweald will pass through the Emerald Dream on their way to being reborn. So if we can get Ysera that far, and if we can anchor her there somehow, then maybe she... This is a typo. Because this says that maybe she can't come back, when it should say she can come back. Blizz, you're going to have to go through your writing and fix those typos. Just saying. I just don't know how she can leave Ardenweald if she's bound to the Winter Queen. Maybe if someone takes her place, but that's not a nice thought. Keep that thought in mind, though. I want you guys to remember what he just said. Okay, just keep that in the back of your mind as we're going through this.
Please.
That's it! I can feel the power in the anchors. Now, of course, there's just the one tiny problem of how to get Ysera to cross from the realms of death into the realms of life. One thing at a time. For now, I'll get these anchors to the Shady Sanctuary for safekeeping. My mother is here. She must have more that she wants you and Rymek to see.
I have learned much here today. But what do I see there over the water?
That is the ancient bow, a portal to the Emerald Dream. Somnicus guards the Oathstone there. He has been withdrawn of late. Perhaps a visit from a blue emissary will cheer him. Tell me of your dreams.
Somnicus has been melancholy and agitated since the death of his son. Though we have all endured loss, I cannot imagine what I would feel were something like that to happen to Garethus. Go with Rymek to the Isle, and see if there's anything that we can do. Somnicus suspects that the Primalists are on the verge of another attack. I fear that he may do something rash. Do not worry. Because of your help with the Emerald Oathstone, you can cross the barrier easily. That's good to know.
Rest well.
I think my theory will work, but a significant sacrifice is required for it to succeed. I have not found a way around it.
Well done, my son. And if it comes to that, we will be ready to pay the price.
Are you sure about that, Marithra? You're not even sure what that price is going to be. There we go. Took a moment for them to phase in. Hey, Somnicus.
Yes.
Welcome to the Ancient Bow, young one. Did Marithra send you to check on me? I'm far too old for her to be worrying about me.
Dream on.
Marithra needn't worry about me. I'm fine. My son's death... I'm fine. If you really want to help put my mind at ease, there is something that you could do. I suspect Primalists will try to invade these lands again. Unlike last time, I doubt they will attack the Ancient Bow directly. They know we would defeat them. You see those rocks over there? Those off-color, slightly smelly rocks? What, you mean those? Or those? Over there? I hear something moving underneath them. Perhaps Primalists are lurking nearby. Could you investigate? Squash whatever you find.
I understand that you lost a child, yet you press on with your duties. I find that commendable.
My son. He was very brave and would have wanted me to continue. And so I shall.
How can I help, my friend?
I know it can be quite exhausting work to defend such an important locale, and often we Dragonoids and Dragonspawn get very little thanks for our dedication. I wish to bestow some of my own appreciation to the guards here in the Ancient Bow. Here, offer them these gifts from me as a sign of friendship. I hope my heartfelt gesture properly expresses my gratitude. Okay.
For the glory of the dragons!
What's this for?
We serve once more.
A gift from me? Thanks.
The Isles have awakened.
Thank you?
The Isles have awakened.
A gift from me? Thanks. Whoops.
The aspects have returned.
Thank you? I like to think I'm giving them some stuff that they're just kind of looking like, what the heck is this? A tunneler. A dreamy shroom. Nope. I got important stuff to do. I'm not gonna all of a sudden start using some shrooms.
Welcome to the Dragon Isles.
What's this for?
No, that can only be done from within the Emerald Dream.
Greetings. How are things here?
It has been most rewarding, and Lord Somnicus has graciously offered to let me see the dream portal for myself.
Has he? Well, I suppose.
Very good. I hope they like those gemstones. I made them myself, just for this special occasion.
Why am I awake?
I knew there had to be something there, and to think that they were so close to the portal. Now I can contemplate other things. While you were hunting, Rymek and I had a lovely conversation. He's quite understanding and sympathetic. In a way, he reminds me of Solithus. He asked if he could see the portal to the Emerald Dream with his own eyes. I see no reason why not, especially since you have cleared those spiders away. I'm sure he'll be quite impressed.
Wilds keep you.
I must take a moment to thank you for all your help. Truly, I never thought that I would have a chance to admire the dream within the Ancient Bow. Not as a humble emissary. How very kind. Lord Somnicus has graciously invited me to set foot inside the grove and see the portal. I would be honored if you would join me. I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. Share it with me. By the way, what was that gift I was giving? Dynamic but very cold gemstone stones. At last! I never thought I would see this place with my own eyes. A sharp grin spreads across his face and his cold eyes gleam with anticipation. Oh boy. I have a feeling we're about to be tricked here. What do you think?
Champion!
Wow.
The power in the dream will be ours.
Over my dead body.
We will find it.
No. They are in the dream. And Garethus.
Oh hey, Somnicus is a Tauren.
Tricked me. And I let him in.
Don't feel bad, Somnicus. He tricked all of us, including me. But fortunately, how about Garethus with realizing what was happening and realized that one of the only things he could do was to make sure that I got out of there. Because he figured, look, if there's anyone that can stop this or save us from this, it's the champion. So, got me out of there to prevent me getting frozen. Good on him.
Hello, champion.
I can't believe this cannot be. I failed. I trusted Rymek and his dragonkin, and they betrayed us all.
I have failed to protect that which I swore to keep safe. Come. There is something you both should know.
I cannot slip into the dream here as I once did. With the bow defenses activated, we are essentially blocked from the grove. But I'm afraid it only gets worse. I believe Rymek did not merely trick us to gain access to the dream. I suspect he's looking for something within it. Something precious and powerful that I swore to protect. Not even Garethus or Somnicus knew of its existence. But now my hand is forced. You must know the truth. What is hidden in the dream, Erythra?
This seed is everything. So many beloved souls.
Remember that from
entrusting
Shadowlands?
Their fate, their hopes to us.
Are we certain it will be safe?
Come. Here, by Elune's grace, this gift will be kept hidden from those who would wish it harm. Yet the time will come when it must leave the cradle of the dream and take its place in our world.
And when it does, its protection will fall to us.
My beloved Kaldorai, all you have suffered, all you have given, will not be in vain. This I swear to you.
What is it, my love?
Just a feeling that this time will be different.
So, let's talk for a bit. Because, yeah, as I tried to just quickly remind you guys, do you guys remember when we finished up Shadowlands, that little quest we had in Ardenweald, where that was basically something that the Winter Queen was able to help create, that seed, that the Night Elves that we rescued from the Maw and brought to Ardenweald, that she offered them the choice of what to do, whether or not to stay there in Ardenweald, or to basically give up, themselves to help create that seed. And then it was given to Tyrande. That whole thing that happened. So many were wondering what was going to happen from that. What was going to come from that? Were they going to follow up with that? And, well, as you saw there, that was, yeah. So they both brought it to Marithra, and she suggested, let's hide it in the Emerald Dream so that it can kind of like take its time to grow, and then we will later be able to maybe plant that possibly as a new world tree in Teldrassil's place. At least that's what is the thinking and belief by a lot of people. Because there's been a lot of discussion amongst the community about that whole thing. So, yeah. But that's not all. Now, when I first heard about this, because this was definitely getting talked about, because, of course, leaks happen and, data gets found and gets dug up and spread to where people are data mining and such. So let's just say this was getting out and people were, of course, discussing about it early. So I knew this was coming. Now, I thought we were actually going to be there for this. Turns out it was more so just Marithra letting us know, by the way, this happened. You should probably know that that's what happened. Yeah. And it makes sense. And, of course, we have no idea how long that process is going to take, though apparently it's already starting to grow a bit. What that actually means for, of course, the future of the Night Elf people and such, and the possibility of another world tree to take the place of Teldrassil, and of course another world tree, what that would mean for Azeroth itself, because we know what those have meant for Azeroth in general, since one of them played a role in defeating Archimonde. Let's just say this is a very significant and important thing. But of course we're not done with this. We still have some more to continue. This is not the end of the quest, obviously, so. Our situation is dire. Rymek has left us few options. He has forced our hand, and now we must make great sacrifices. Though we may not be able to enter the grove from this side, there is a way in. From beyond the realms of life. Yep. Are you about to ask me to go back to Ardenweald? Because I can.
Be peaceful. Is it time?
We cannot give in to despair now. We must push forward. We must think of another way through the barrier. First, we need our allies. Countless elementals summoned by Rymek are pouring through the portal. We will need an army that can move in the dream like we can, or one that can be brought in easily. Rally the druids and centaur in Shady Sanctuary. It's time to call upon their oaths to preserve the grove.
A small hope remains. There is more than one way into the dream. Our way in life is closed, but from death...
You mean the theory Gareth has had? Could we do it? Could we bring Ysera back so she could vanquish them all?
Yes. But the price will be great. Someone must take her place in Ardenweald.
Then I should be the one to go. I will tell Ysera. Perhaps I'll join my son in the realms of death.
I will remain. And Somnicus, when you see my mother, tell her that we will be ready when she returns.
So, before we continue, let me just say I kind of have mixed feelings about this. I was kind of fine with the situation that they did with Ysera, that she was basically still dead, but was going to remain in Ardenweald, basically to help the Winter Queen and what was going on over there. To me, that just made sense. Plus, it allowed us to be able to maintain the impact of what Ysera did. Sorry about this. I didn't know these things were going to be popping up here. Of Ysera's death from Legion, and, you know, going through the process of course, the Green Dragonflight having to move on without Ysera, that Marithra would now have to take the place of her mother as the aspect of the Green Dragonflight. And I thought that was fine. You know, it lets us be able to keep the significance of what happened to Ysera while moving forward. And now we're apparently just going to bring Ysera back. And forgive me, but I'm not really too fond of that because it kind of takes away from the moment that happened in Legion and really just kind of makes it just whatever. You know, there are times we do joke as a community that this is Warcraft, no one ever really dies in this setting, that people can always just come back. I mean, for goodness sakes, we just had an expansion where we go to the Realm of the Dead and we're like, hey, look, it's the person who died, but apparently they're still here, and you know what I mean. Bringing a character back from death in fiction takes away from the significance of that moment, because then it also removes the idea of, well, if they die, so what? You know, and this happens all the time, where if you just kill somebody off and then you bring it back, it then makes the audience stop caring about the threat of them dying because, well, they already brought them back from the dead before. Why can't they just do it again? You know what I mean? It makes dying just kind of like meaningless. It's kind of the problem in Dragon Ball Z. And they even made fun of this in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they said, what do you guys care about him dying? We have Dragon Balls. We can just bring them back. And Yamcha and they had Yamcha say, well, yeah, but you make it seem like death has no significance. And he's like, it really doesn't. We are literally standing here waiting to be brought back to life. This is Chiaotzu's third time that he's going to be getting, or second time that he'll be getting brought back. He already has been brought back once. He'll do so again. And that's part of the problem with Dragon Ball Z. You know, even though don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball Z. But that is a thing where it's like, okay, when certain characters die, guess what? We'll just bring them back, you know? And so it just takes away from that. You know, Vegeta's death in Season 3 against Majin Buu was powerful. It was a powerful moment. But then he just comes back later on. It's just like, okay, well, fine then. You know, Goku died, he was brought back. How many characters in that series have died and then were brought back? You know, Krillin's death that triggered Goku to become a Super Saiyan by Frieza, that was a big moment, you know? That was a beloved character by a lot of people, although obviously we also love to joke and make fun of Krillin. But it was a powerful moment which also led to Goku finally becoming a Super Saiyan. And then we just bring him back. Now, they had to kind of work around that, you know, with the other dragon who's like, oh yeah, I can just bring back anybody back to life as many times as I want. In which case it was like, oh, okay, fine, they'll just go ahead and ask that dragon every time somebody dies, you know? And I don't want World of Warcraft to fall into the Dragon Ball Z category, where it's like, well, anytime somebody dies, we can just bring them back. You know what I mean? Because then it just kind of ruins that whole idea of when a character has a big moment where they actually do die and it has big significance and meaning. It's like, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, Spock's death in Wrath of Khan is a big deal, and it's a big emotional moment. But again, the following movie, they just go find him and get him back. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope I'm kind of like making my point here. It's like, and I know I'm dropping some spoilers here and there of deaths here, but I'm trying to point out examples of why I think deaths in fiction for characters should stay that way because of how meaningful they can be. I mean, it would be like bringing back a certain someone who died in Avengers Endgame back. It would just kind of lose the significance of that moment. You see what I mean? I'm not going to say who it is, if in case you haven't seen that movie, but yeah, if you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about, and you probably know what I'm talking about, okay? So, just saying. Apparently he's not, apparently he's not frozen, that dragon there. By the way, I had a feeling this was going to happen when I noticed on the loading screen that Ysera had kind of an upgraded appearance. Now, what's funny is her model has not gotten an upgraded appearance, at least not in the Dragon Soul raid, but it's on the loading screen. Have you guys noticed that?
Where shall I strike? A new Dora.
We must rally the troops.
Speak
Hey,
up.
Tamul.
Finally. I'll alert the cons. We will be there to uphold our pledge.
Thank you. Hamul!
May the winds guide you.
/ hug. My buddy Hamul.
Earth Mother watch over.
Join me, my friend. Marithra will have our might at her back. Hey, it's Zentabra and Lodi. Bashana. Yeah, some of my favorite druids in this setting. Woo! You guys remember Loti, right, from BFA? And of course Zentabra, she was in Legion as well.
Greetings.
I will go with you into Ardenweald. I will tell Ysera that we need her back, and we know a way to do it. I should be the one who makes the sacrifice. I have lived a long life. I never wanted to live longer than my son. This way I can atone for Rhymek's betrayal and bring back our aspect. Are you with me? Of course. I commend your decision to want to be the one to stay behind, but I'm not entirely sure if that's actually going to be the case.
Wild's keeping.
It is time. I know I said that I was fine, but ever since Solithus's death, sorry, it's like I've been missing something essential. I am alive and he is not, and that feels wrong. Well, as Theoden in The Two Towers said, no parent should ever have to bury their own child. But there might be a way. I can set things right. Ysera's the only one who can help us get control of the ancient bow again. I think I can help bring her back. It's getting harder and harder to cross over. We need to make this count. Tyrande and Malfurion will meet us there.
Dream on. It is time. Let us stand before Ysera and face whatever comes.
If someone else is bound here in my place, yes, I could return to the dream and protect the gardens from the other side. But my dear old friend, you cannot take my place. You must wait a little longer before you rejoin your son.
Alright, I was just waiting to see if he had said anything, but it looks like now she actually does have a new model, which, let's just say, usually when a character gets a new upgraded model, that usually means they're going to be doing something with them. And I thought, well, whether or not she actually had a new model was going to tell me, because this is Dragonflight. Obviously, we were expecting the dragons to be significant and have played big roles. Like, the other aspects got upgraded character models. And I was like, it's funny that Ysera hasn't. And then now we see that she actually did. Now, I don't know if this character model is actually going to now make its way towards Dragon Soul, but I don't see why not. So, yeah, the fact that Ysera now has a new character model is kind of telling. So, hey Tyrande, hey Malfurion. I thought I would remain here in these boughs forever, but my dreams of soaring above Azeroth have only become stronger. But why can't Somnicus take your place? Somnicus cannot offer his life. Instead, someone must bear the binding that connects me to the Winter Queen and to Ardenweald. Dragons like him, and like his son, Solithus, are not predestined to come to Ardenweald. Ardenweald is for powerful nature spirits that may one day be reborn to their own realms. It has happened countless times over, and it will happen countless times again. Only someone who is already part of that cycle may take my place here. So there's our answer. It's a shame, because at least he's willing, and it does make sense, but... So then that brings up the question, well, if it's not Somnicus, then who?
Courage, young one.
Greetings. Somnicus has told me of the grave threat in the Emerald Gardens. He's told me of his own part in it. But I'm afraid that solution will not be as simple as he hopes.
Night embrace you, mortal.
I'm eager to return to the Emerald Dream and defend the gardens from the Incarnates and their followers, but I cannot leave Ardenweald yet, not with my bond to the Winter Queen. I dare not ask anyone to do this unless they accept the consequences, as I did. But there is one who could take my place. And I'm pretty sure I know who it's going to be. Think about what she just said about who can take their place. And you may notice in this group there is somebody here who does fit that category. I will talk more about this. We're about to watch another cutscene, just heads up. But I will talk more about this after we watch it, just to give my thoughts on this, okay?
Together we shall prevail.
Ysera, your flight needs you. We need you. Whatever the price may be for your return to Azeroth, name it.
Tyrande.
Tell us.
It's me. I must be the one to stay.
What?
Ysera knows this, though she would never ask it of me.
No. We will find another way.
When she gave her life for mine in Val'sharah, it was not her time. And now, the balance may be restored.
Then I will stay as well. Chandris and the others can...
Tyrande, should everything we hope come to pass, the Kaldorei will need you.
I am so tired, Malfurion. Do not ask this of me. After everything we have endured.
My love, you have always been the strength of our people. They will follow you ever onward, and you will never be alone.
Until I see you again, I will dream of the night we may truly rest together.
So, yeah, it has to be Malfurion. So, let me talk about this. I've made it clear on a number of occasions that I've never been too fond of these two over here on my right. Tyrande and Malfurion have often irritated me, and I've never really been fond of them personally. I know some people are fans of them, and that's fine. I'm not telling you to not feel that way. But for me personally, see, I'm the guy who has Illidan still as his favorite character, and I look at what these two did to him, and I still am upset about how they treated Illidan, how they responded to Illidan's final message in Legion, all the times that they were at each other, when Illidan would do something on behalf of Azeroth. Even if it was something bad, we also knew he was doing it for a good or right reason, and they still were bad to him for that. You know, like when he sacrificed himself to save the forest, and they were upset with him for having accepted that power in the first place. Even though he did so for a good reason. It was a personal sacrifice he made, and they still condemned him for it. And that's not even counting the reason they called him the betrayer, because of the Well of Eternity, believing they were going to need it later, but they thought just having it around was a betrayal on his part alone to bring them back, and that's why they imprisoned him for 10,000 years. Now, of course, that was also the Night Elf people's doing, not just those two, but they were certainly on board with it. Plus, I'm not even going to bring in the whole, Illidan loved Tyrande, and then he sees her end up with his brother, and that's always got to be tough, But there's plenty of other times as well where they have also done or said things that have just irritated me, It's not like, and now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I hate these two. They just irritate me, constantly. I'm not fans of them, but it's not that I actively dislike them. I mean, there's often times where they are, trying to do good to help out Azeroth and such. After all, they were there with us when we defeated Archimonde, I may be irritated that Cenarius favors Malfurion more so than Hamul, but it is worth noting that having Malfurion on our side, considering how powerful of a druid he actually is, even though often he doesn't really do anything or use that power, because he's often just kind of, passive and casual about using his power to help us, but whatever. I heard some people get very upset when they heard that this was what they were going to do. That they were going to basically bring Ysera back by having Malfurion stay here. Now, what's funny is, remember, he's right when Malfurion talks about how he thinks he should have been the one to die there back in Legion instead of Ysera. Though it's really more likely that Xavius was just simply using Malfurion to get to Ysera, because Ysera is probably his real goal and prize, not Malfurion. But, anyways, obviously he wanted to get back at Malfurion for what happened, but let's be honest, if he was trying to get either Ysera or Malfurion on behalf of the Legion or for the Emerald Nightmare, Ysera was probably the better prize for him instead of Malfurion. By the way, if that sounds bad, that's not how I mean it, If we're comparing the power between Malfurion and Ysera, Ysera is definitely the stronger, more powerful one. That's what I was getting at there. That if he's going to capture and, use one of them for their own gains, getting Ysera is the better choice than Malfurion. Now, this is not really us killing off Malfurion in place of Ysera. Now, it is, I've heard someone say that if you're going to bring back a character in fiction, like back from the dead, you have to make it cost. There has to be some kind of cost to doing so. You can't just bring them back like, oh, we brought them back, no having to sacrifice anything, we just did it for freebies. If you're going to pull off bringing someone back from the dead, there has to be something that you have to pay, some kind of price. And I guess this is what they're doing. There's like, look, we're paying a price to bring her back. But at the same time, is this really the best way to do this for Malfurion? Does Malfurion deserve this kind of send-off? Now, is this really a send-off? Probably not. Because, as I said, he's not really dying. He's just choosing to stay here in Ardenweald. Now, honestly, I actually think this makes sense because I think Malfurion may actually be a better choice to help out the Winter Queen here in Ardenweald, probably more so than Ysera. Now, either one is a fine choice, honestly. The Winter Queen is getting either Ysera or Malfurion to help her in Ardenweald. I think either one, I think she benefits either way. But I'm just saying that I would think Malfurion would be better off helping her here than on Azeroth because, well, let's be honest, Malfurion hasn't really done anything for the longest time. He, made an appearance in BFA because we were having the whole Sylvanas and the Horde versus the Night Elves thing. And he had that cutscene in that trailer about, "Tell her we are coming," which was a cool showcase for Malfurion's power as a druid, but that's basically all he's done. He hasn't really done anything since Warcraft 3. And this is why it's just kind of I'm not really sad to see him make this move. I know some people are upset about this, but I'm not because I don't really have that much of a investment in the Night Elves, Malfurion, or Tyrande as other people because I've never been fond of them in the first place. So, again, I'm not really entirely in favor of bringing Ysera back because I wanted them to move forward with Marithra. I wanted Marithra to become the new aspect of the Green Flight and to actually get more growth and character development and for us to move forward with her as a character and to see what she can be able to do and become. Not for us to just simply bring Ysera back and act as if nothing happened. Because to me that's just a waste. Why bother bringing Ysera back when we could actually move forward with Marithra as a character? It just seems like a step backwards to me instead of a step forward. This is one of the gripes I actually had when I heard about this. When I heard the leaks, and yes, because I was spoiled about this, because people were not happy about it when they heard about the leaks. But anyways.
I must protect the wild.
This is hilarious. My character can ask Malfurion, "Who are you?" I'm so... This is hilarious. Why would you have this option? Why would our characters not know who Malfurion is? But here's the funny part. This plays to what I was saying about how Malfurion hasn't done anything since Warcraft 3. How many players would actually know who Malfurion is, considering the lack of stuff he's actually done in this game? So of course some players would be, "Who are you?" I find that amusing. It's like the developers knew some players wouldn't have no clue who Malfurion is because he hasn't been doing anything. "It is settled. I will remain in Ardenweald. I remain to protect the dream and all the hope that grows within it. It must be me." By the way, I've never disliked Ed Trotta and his performance as Malfurion. I wasn't too fond of him as Tyrael in Diablo 2. I prefer Jonathan Adams. But I've never disliked him. I think he does a fine job as Malfurion when he gets his time to shine. Really.
Nature stands with you.
"Let us go into the Grove of Awakening. The Winter Queen is the only one who can transfer this bond from Ysera to me. I have faith that she will agree. She aided Ysera in a time of desperate need, and now Ysera can help us in turn. If the Winter Queen agrees, I expect that I will not be able to remain awake for long. The weight of the bond will be heavy to bear. In time, I hope that I may wake again and gaze upon the fully grown might of the new tree."
May the winds be...
Somnicus, return to the gardens and inform my daughter. Once I have reached the dream there, we will open the way for the others.
I will await your return. Then Rymek will pay for what he's done.
By the way, yes, I finally got my Feldrake.
To this realm are you bound, child of dreams?
My queen, the Emerald Dream and its ancient groves are under attack, and I must go to defend them. In my place, Malfurion Stormrage will stay and fulfill the bond that you used to save me.
Will you accept me in exchange?
Oh, I was waiting for her to respond. I guess she's really thinking about it. Which would I prefer, honestly?
We are no strangers to difficult choices.
Time may pass, but the dream is eternal.
Now I have to convince the Winter Queen.
Ardenweald would hear your plea.
An oath made must be kept. As a member of my court... This is funny. This demon hunter that I'm playing right now, I had her side with or join the Night Fae. So... this demon hunter is part of the Night Fae Covenant. So I love the fact that this is actually acknowledging that by saying, as a member of my court, you know the cost to save the Child of Dreams was high. Drawing from my own weakened essence. Ardenweald may flourish now, but it did not then. Why should I let her go, when so much was given? Explain that the seed entrusted to Tyrande is in danger, the seed that you entrusted to her. Ysera cannot leave this realm to help protect the growing seed. She is bonded to me. Only if there is another, one who also moves by the great cycle, and who is willing to trade their place for hers, may she go. Then they must bear the weight of the bond. Malfurion has volunteered to take Ysera's place. Does he understand the import and gravity of this sacrifice? That he may long sleep under the boughs of Ardenweald, away from his love and his people, until Ysera once more returns and renews this bond? I mean, he slept for 10,000 years under the boughs of Nordrassil, so... yeah, I'm pretty sure he understands the whole I have to go to sleep for a long time, because he did that, separated from Tyrande for 10,000 years as well, so yeah, I'm pretty sure he's used to this.
Then your pledge is made. Go with the blessings of the wilds. Hunt well, Moorwalker.
I have a feeling Tyrande will be staying here for a while before she comes back. See ya, Malfurion. Have fun sleeping here.
I am bound to both the dream and the moonless night.
It has been done. Malfurion will sleep here in my stead, and Tyrande will watch over her people as she has capably done for millennia before. Now we must ready ourselves. When I cross over into the Emerald Dream, there will be a brief window when you can join me. Are you ready?
The cycle must be preserved.
We mustn't delay. I can feel the energies of rebirth surging in me. I'm ready to cross back into the Emerald Dream, from the realms of death into life. Follow me through the Gate of Awakening and we will race across the Dreamway to Ancient Bow. I expect there will be some resistance within, so be on your guard.
Together, we stand back, my friend. I think it's time to spread my wings.
The cycle is renewed. Death and life in harmony once more.
Ooh, her dragon form even got a bit of an update. Very nice. Wait for me! Hey. We're back in the Emerald. Well, I mean, it's the dream, but this is... Wait, is it
Place the anchors, and I will try to find my way to you in the dream.
Okay. It reminds me of what we had as druids in Legion. You know, the whole, hey, guess what? We get extra portals to go back and forth to certain places via the Emerald Dream. That was one of my favorite parts about Druid in Legion. It was like, oh, hey, extra ways to fast travel, and wow.
Forces spread. They are searching for something. But this place is a verdant labyrinth, and it will take time to find what they seek.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Strange. My connection with the dream feels different somehow.
How so? You know what this also reminds me of? After we defeat Xavius, like right here, this cave. This is where Ysera was after the Emerald Nightmare raid back in Legion. So after we defeat Xavius, we get sent to this area to talk to Cenarius and the other, members of the druids that were, killed and such. And Ysera pointed us into this cave, and that's where we found the little thing here that was teasing what was going to happen to BFA.
There. That is the path to the ancient bow. Let us break their grasp on the grove.
I'm working on it, Ysera. I'm working on it. By the way, love the new look for your dragon form. It's nice to know that it wasn't just your Night Elf form that got an upgrade, it was also your dragon form too. Huh. Interesting.
I'm out of range.
Look at her tail. Look at her wings. Woo! Oh, look at that. And of course, her dragon form is huge. Yeah, see? When I saw that on the loading screen, I thought, oh yeah, she's coming back. Hey, we're back!
I have seen your dreams.
It's worse than I feared. I can destroy the ice that surrounds the grove, but there are too many enemies upon us. We need to find a way to bring down the barrier that keeps the others out. We must work quickly and vanquish these foes, so Marithra and the others can reinforce us.
The cycle must be preserved.
There must be a way to lower the barrier from within this grove. I sense several points around us that strengthen it. If you can deactivate enough of those, we should be able to lower it to the rest away so the others may join us.
Together, we shall prevail.
We need reinforcements and quickly, but Marithra cannot yet join us in the grove because of the barrier. We will need to manage both from here within the dream. Slay these primalists and take anything you need from them, so we can melt those ice prisons and free the grove guards.
Courage, young one. Hope is never lost.
I need to target something first.
The dragons keep secrets. And? No! Die! Volatile Frostfire. Aha! Sarah, she's back!
It's too far away. I don't have a target. I need to get closer. I need a target.
Alright, one more of those. And then I can also let me get one more of these things because I need it to free Garethus. Now where is he? Although let's deactivate one more of these things. Right here.
I need to target something first.
Alright, he's over there.
Thank you. Is that... Grandmother? It worked! You're back! But you are different. What happened to you?
Hello, grandson. We will speak of that soon. But tell me, where is the one who betrayed you?
Rymek went to Lunadane. Why would he go there?
He must seek what Marithra has hidden just beyond. We must hurry.
Thank you for breaking me out. I can't believe that Ysera is actually here, back in the Emerald Dream, just like in my theory. I'd dearly love to ask her 10,000 questions, but I had to focus. There's still the problem of Rymek, and I saw that where he was headed to, just as he caught me in ice. He's after something in the dream, something powerful. I don't know what, but we have to reach him before he finds whatever it is.
Sweet dream.
That should do it. The barrier is about to come down. Soon the others will be able to join us in the Emerald Dream and we can fight together again.
Night embrace you.
That should be enough. I sense the others just on the other side of the grove, ready to enter the dream. When you're ready, speak to me and I will break the ice walls and bring down the dome. I hope that my changes will not dishearten the flight. We will not be done, but we will be all together again.
Courage, young one. Hope is never...
Okay, that got me.
You have been touched by death.
Come. We must fly with all haste to Lunadane. That is the last line of defense, where our enemy's fate will be sealed.
Rymek must pay for what he's done. I will not let him reach the World Tree.
We should all fly together, Somnicus.
Let him go. Only he can absolve his anger now. We each have our own part and our own power.
Like, I may have voiced some of my gripes with this story, but that scene was very touching. Because, well, for one thing, it just goes to show how much these cutscenes have, like, developed. And just the sheer difference, you can tell and notice the difference in the quality of these cutscenes in this expansion compared to some of the more recent expansions. That was an in-game cutscene, or or within. It wasn't like a pre-rendered cutscene. Like, you can tell, like, that was like trying to use the same models and such. But gosh, that was such good quality because you can see the emotions on Marithra's face, and of course, credit to the beloved Jennifer Hale. You can hear the emotion in her voice. This is a woman who has gone through the grief and emotions of losing her mother, and there she is. She sees her mother again, and just that was such a touching reunion moment between these two. That, like I said, that actually got me to get a little emotional. I actually shed a couple of tears there.
Tell me of your dreams.
I cannot believe it. All that I could have hoped for. She is here. But I can tell that she's changed. I do not know what this means, and I fear we do not have much time to ponder it. We must go after Rymek.
Rest.
If we are to eradicate the Primalists from the Emerald Dream, the one place we must secure is Lunadane. According to my son, that is where Rymek has gone. It is the last line of defense for the nascent tree. There, an ancient artifact shields the tree from being found, and it is powerful enough to expel all our enemies at once. I do not know if my mother has the power to command and use it anymore, but we will deal with that once we have found and stopped Rymek. Fly with us, as one.
Let's go. My scales are starting to freeze. Farewell.
The ancient defense at Lunadane is all that stands between Rymek and the World Tree. And it will be his undoing. But only the Dreamer can unleash its full potential. Then we must get you there at once. No. It is clear that I am no longer connected to the dream as I was. Someone new must rise.
Marithra!
There! The battle is already raging!
If Ysera...
Somnicus on the bridge. He is injured. He needs our help.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if Ysera passes on the power to Marithra, I'm gonna be so happy.
Keep the skies clear while you engage on the ground.
Like, if Ysera is here to basically pass the torch and the power of the aspect of the Green Dragonflight to Marithra, I will be so happy. I didn't want it to be just, oh, Ysera's back, she just takes her place as the aspect as if nothing has happened. I wanted her to come back, but something is different, and they keep mentioning, oh, she's different somehow. And because of that, she can't be what she was, which means she has to pass that on to her daughter, Marithra. Yes, that's what I wanted.
Find anything interesting?
We've made it, but Rymek has already started his assault. We can't let him break through. We have to do something about this snow if we're to give you proper support against Rymek and his minions. We can't have our wings freezing off. I sense powerful frost cores nearby. They're probably sustaining this blizzard. If you can destroy them, we can take out Rymek's minions in short order. And Romnicus is out there too. He flew off for Rymek like a dragon possessed. We need to get to him as soon as we can.
Hold them back! This power is almost mine!
No! We can still stop him!
target. I need a target.
Don't let them pass the bridge!
Oh yeah?
Keep fighting.
Somnicus!
Greetings.
I held him off as long as I could.
Jocelyn.
I managed to stop him from reaching the tree. I hope it was enough. Rymek must fall now. It is up to you. Tell Ysera and Marithra that I am sorry for being a foolish old dragon.
You are too late to stop us now! Come then!
It is not yet your time, old friend. Open your wings once again.
The incarnates will feast on your dream! These Titan's spawn are unworthy!
Use my breath to heal them and to weaken Rymek.
No need.
I need to target something first.
So close!
It is done. Now we must see to healing the dream.
I appreciate the offer, Ysera, but I had it handled. Just saying.
What would you ask of me?
Rymek is defeated, but there are still too many elementals and primalists roaming the dream. I suppose now we find out who the dreamer really is.
Is it time to go already?
We have fought so hard to reach this point, and only one thing remains. The power in Lundain will only respond to someone who can command the Emerald Dream from within. I had thought that it could only be my mother, but I see how she has changed. I do not know if that difference is better, but it is real, and I must acknowledge that. Come, let us face this moment together.
It is time, Marithra. Step out from the shadow of my wings and spread your own.
Yes!
It has always been you. I'm not ready for this.
Few ever think they are when their time comes. Go, my daughter.
Tell me of your dreams.
Since my mother's death at Val'Shara, the Emerald Flight and the Dream have not been the same. I thought that with her return, it would return to as it did before. But everything has changed. It's time to accept that and to move forward with the power we have.
Rest well. Hello, champion.
I am the dreamer.
May your dreams be peaceful.
I have seen your dreams.
From the moment that I stepped into the dream again, I knew that things were different. But now that we have beaten Rymek and his Primalists, I must consider all of the implications of what has happened. My daughter has worked to keep the Green Dragonflight together after my death. It is only fitting that she be the one to ascend now. Marithra must lead the Emerald Flight. I absolutely agree.
Night embrace.
Mother, I will return this mantle to you in a heartbeat, if you want it.
It is not mine to want or to take back. In my stead, you have grown as a leader, and I am proud of you. You are the leader of the Green Dragonflight, and when we regain our full power, you will be the aspect.
Yes.
I accept. But first, I would very much like it if we could fly together again.
Let us take to the skies together.
What would you ask of me?
Where my mother once flew, I must fly now and in the future. Let me say that again. Once flew, I must fly now and in the future. Where her breath brought peace and life, so must mine. I pledge that I will do my best as the leader of the Green Dragonflight. I promise that I will do whatever it takes, as Ysera did for so many millennia.
Is it time to go already?
I never thought I would see her fly over the gardens again. I thought this would rightfully be my end.
There's a fair amount to look forward to now.
Yes, there is.
Note that Marithra now has the title of the Dreamer. Okay. So, let's also get Marithra's blessing, which gets us to Renown 20 of the Valdrakken Accord. Which gets me more cosmetics and 200% bonus below rank 10 for rep on alts. That also helps take care of the rep I needed for this week. I just need to find a hunt going on the Dragon Isles, and I'll be able to finish that quest. And it looks like there's a hunt going on right now in the Waking Shores. So that is the quest line, and let's see if it says here. Nothing about that. So in regards to quest lines here in the Valdrakken Accord, it looks like there isn't another one listed here. So I've got 10 more renown levels with the Valdrakken Accord to get. The next part of the story, in terms of quests in these here, it looks like one is going to be here in the Dragon Scale Expedition at level 24 to continue that quest about the Titan Door. I'll have to also go see what this quest is over here, as well as this one over here. Since it looks like as if these are actually working again. But also I think these triggered because those are probably like the renown rewards things. That's what I think those are. So that was the quest line that I was trying to work my way to get to unlock to show you guys on camera. Ysera is back, but she is not going to take back her place as the aspect. She is in fact going to officially pass that on to Marithra, which is exactly what I wanted. That was a great move on Blizzard's part. Thank you for doing that. I'm sure some people are still going to have a problem with the whole Malfurion is taking her place and effectively kind of like puts that character away, but in response I say it's not like he was doing anything anyway. So I'm fine with it. I know other people are going to have a problem with it, but you know, that's just how it is. So anyways, obviously, as I said, other story content will be for me later in later renown levels. Patch 10.0.7 is on its way. I don't think there's going to be any story stuff there, but there's definitely going to be some gameplay changes and, reworks and such, and, of course, balance changes and such. It's going to be an interesting patch. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have to wait until patch 10.1, I think is what it will be called, for the next big chunk of story content. So until then, stay tuned.